I'm always a cruel granny, a savage old aunt, a wicked old stepmother.
That's not true.
I am. These are the best gnocchi I've ever tasted.
Oh, Joanna.
Because I have gnocchied my way around the world. I want to be on the telly.
I want to be on the telly.
Thank you.
Are you quite an organised person, Joanna? Have you got your together?
I think I'd like to say I've got my together.
Yeah.
And then Whoopi Goldberg married us. Yeah. If I don't know the people and they've made something, I'll eat it.
So you'd eat the meat?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
In Wolf of Wall Street, you got to kiss Leonardo.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Dish from Waitrose. I'm Nick Grimshaw.
And I'm Angela Hartnett.
There are roses adorning the studio because
Adorning.
Valentine's Day week. Do you, Neil, care about Valentine's Day?
Not particularly. We do send each other cards and Neil does flowers and stuff. Actually, I prefer Valentine's at home with Neil, so probably Saturday night maybe we'll have a meal at home.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
nice.
Nice, yeah.
Okay, and what will you both do a cook?
I'll make Neil cook.
Yeah, no, Neil cook.
Why
Come on.
Valentine's, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
You can do one of those things
Ordering.
at Waitrose. They're doing like, they do those like meals for two and you get
Okay.
like a starter, a main, dessert and a
Perfect.
wine. You can order one of them in.
Ordering,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
won't know the difference, Neil.
You won't, no.
It'll be like
Like,
you've
have you
made
done
it.
this? Yeah,
you could do one of
exactly.
them. But today we are going to have quite the Valentine's date.
Yes.
Because today Joanna Lumley is joining us for our Valentine's Day meal. Have you met Joanna Lumley before?
Met her a couple of times, yes. She's been to the restaurant. She's eaten at Murano. She's done these charity dinners sometimes where it's Sir Peter O'Sullivan, who's this great racing guru, and I think she basically auctioned herself to have dinner with people, and I gave the restaurant. So she's a couple of times I've met her. She's been very, very well. She's Joanna Lumley.
Yeah.
She's Dame Joanna Lumley.
Dame.
She's an absolute amazing,
I'm very excited to
beautiful,
have,
polite lady. Lovely.
Lunch with her. It's win-win this. Joanna
Yeah.
Lumley and Gnocchi. Gillian Leeds has been on. And hello, you lovely people. My question is for both of you, I reckon. We are in the middle of a house renovation, including a new kitchen with a pantry.
Oh, love a pantry.
Gilly goes on to say, I'm so fancy. If you could or have designed a kitchen from scratch, what are your top do's and don'ts, please? Oh, this is good. Because you're in a kitchen, working kitchen every day.
Yeah.
Is there anything where you're like, that's the wrong place, that shouldn't work there?
A pantry I love a pantry. We've got a pantry. Well, basically, it's essentially a big cupboard.
Yes.
You need to know what you're going to put in your pantry, what you're going to use it for. I like at the bottom of our pantry, we have, it sounds terrible, but just a plastic tray where we keep all our bottles of oil and vinegar because they will always like leak sometime, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's annoying. So I think but even my pantry, I'm annoyed with it. I need another shelf in there because at the moment I've got all the herbs and that spices in one end and then tins and jams at another, and it just looks
You
a
need to
mess.
see.
You need to
So
see.
I'd say more shelves, layered.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
a
not
shop.
too high because I've got it at the top and I'm constantly standing on a chair with an iPhone going to the back of trying to figure out
With
is
the
that where
torch
those,
on.
Yeah,
Is that where they
exactly.
are? Well, there you go,
Marvellous.
Gilly.
Hope that helps.
Please send us pictures because
Oh, indeed.
we nosy. Right, shall we get our guest in?
Yes, let's do
I feel a
that.
bit nervous.
I know.
I also don't know if that's hunger.
Oh, look, Angela. Oh, my God. I haven't seen you for ages.
I know, how are you? You'll continue to excel and do amazing stuff and look wonderful.
Lovely, Nick. Look
How are
at
you?
you.
Nice to
Have
see
you
you.
got taller? I think.
How are you?
Those look like gnocchi. That is. That's the gnocchi board.
Yes, yeah.
Do you have a gnocchi board?
No, because that's what I used to put my makeup on. Elderflower pressé.
Elderflower pressé.
When I was little, there was no such thing. There was orange squash and lemon squash.
Yeah.
That was it.
And now, what a world.
Now, what a world.
Today we are in the presence of greatness. I mean, we're in the presence of greatness every week, Angela. And please, can we have a round of applause for the one and only Joanna Lumley? Hi, Joanna Lumley.
Oh, you are so sweet, Nick.
Dame
Hey.
Joanna Lumley.
Yes, Dame Joanna.
Dame
But
Joanna
you don't,
Lumley.
don't keep saying that.
No.
I love it, but I don't sort of use it.
Yeah.
No.
We're so
good
happy
for
to have you.
post, but
It's
like
good for-
not for daily. Yeah.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Good on a guest list.
Yes, nice and nice for charities and things
Yes,
like this. Nice
people
to
put it
have
on
that.
cards
Yes.
under
Yeah.
the table and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but not daily.
No.
Not daily. And yeah, we're dead excited you're here.
Yes.
Thanks for coming to see
It's
us.
so sweet in the little dressing room you put for me. Tactfully, with lots and lots of makeup because Up there are all the people you've talked to already. What a list you've got. I'm very, very honoured to be here.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for coming. So we were just saying before you came in, you guys have met at dinners before?
Lots of times, yeah.
A few times, yeah?
Yeah, so it's Joanna. We both end up doing some charity stuff. And then I remember watching you when, Letters Live that I talk about all the time. Joanna's done that a few times. And I remember Hackney Empire because it was a small one. And I remember seeing you backstage. And was it the letter from Jennifer that you read? And I literally was weeping with laughter. I mean, it's such a shame they never get recorded, these things.
I know,
because they're
and
so
it's such
amazing.
a lovely thing. Letters are so lovely. Do you write letters, Nick?
I don't, I always write a card.
Yeah.
Like doing a thank you card or a birthday card, but never do a letter. I actually found recently letters that I had at my house in London that my sister had sent to me when she'd gone to uni. So she was like 11 years older than me, and I totally forgot about them, and I read them all the other day.
Yeah.
And I must have like kept them, put them away, and then moved.
That's lovely.
I mean, I must have been 10.
Yeah.
When I was getting these letters, 9 or 10. And I remember, so I'd always write to her. I was always worried that she lived on her own and was having a terrible time.
Yeah.
When obviously she's having the best time of her life. Not living with us and being at uni. Yeah. But that's probably the last time I wrote a letter.
My mother's prolific. She writes
Does she write a lot? I think it's an age thing, because my generation, your mother's generation, we wrote letters. I wrote letters because we were at boarding school, and therefore you wrote letters every week.
Yeah.
And you got a letter every week.
Yeah.
You carried them around. And I remember the first letter I had from a boyfriend. I carried it around in my blazer pocket and opened it up and looked at it and until it literally fell into quarters because it was so exciting. But a letter it's something you can hold.
Yes.
It's that rather than something you've got to scroll down and
exactly.
see. And it doesn't go. It doesn't disappear.
Yeah.
No,
Do you still write letters now?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Who would get a letter from Joanna Lumley?
You.
Me. After
Well,
this.
I've written so many. And I've gone, no, I can't do this. He's so young.
I just think we should bring it back. I do love it. I love my mum and my aunties are really good at, if they come and stay with me for the week in London or the weekend, they'll always send like a good card
Letter
that's
afterwards,
describing their entire feelings over the course of those 3 days. I love that though.
It is sad.
And I do
it's brilliant.
keep everything.
I do, yeah.
I think that when you write a letter, you begin to think quite differently. An email is something. I'm of the dim generation who starts an email. I would say, "Dear Angela," I would start. And people go, "No, you don't write that. You're supposed to say hi." And I go, "No, I write, Dear
I think
Angela."
Dear is good.
And then I write it properly, and I try to write it like a letter.
Yeah.
But writing a letter, the actual physical holding of a pen or a pencil, and the paper. And the thinking of things, you begin to organise your thoughts and actually dig up things you didn't know you were thinking about.
Yeah, it's true.
And kind compliments and things to say or observations about things. It makes you a better person.
I think so.
I agree.
Yeah. I also as well like to do analog style on a piece of paper, all notes. So my to-do list.
Oh, right.
Love a
Good.
list. Can't do that on
Love
my
a
phone.
list. Me too.
Can't do that
It's
on my
gotta be
phone.
written by
Can't do
hand,
that
yeah.
on an email.
Yeah,
Have
I
to
agree.
do that. Yeah.
And the other thing is, recipes are in a way lists.
Yeah.
But there's something about a list that when you have done even the smallest thing, which might be empty the dishwasher, you can put a tick beside it. You've achieved something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you quite an organised person, Joanna? Have you got your shit together?
I think I'd like to say I've got my together.
Yeah. Wouldn't they tell you differently? But I think yeah.
So first of all, we're having an elderflower pressé.
Yeah.
We're at the point of recording, approaching the finish line of Dry January. How's it gone? Have you enjoyed it?
It doesn't affect me at all. I think because there's a time when either when you're hungry or you think you want a drink or you need a drink, that you go, "Arr." If you can get over that, then you're away.
Yeah.
hurdle,
You can get through it.
And I think things that taste nice. I'm not tremendous on just drinking pints and pints of water.
There's only so much water you can do in a day.
If you can make it taste of something. I think
An
it's lovely.
elderflower is the thing of the
I love
I
it.
love it.
I
I
love an
agree.
elderflower. So we've got this. We've also got you alcohol-free Stella Artois.
Bring it on.
Should you need,
Yeah.
we have that.
Yeah.
I love the idea of you having a Stella.
Yeah.
So much.
Perfect.
I know.
And do you like a beer when you're not doing Dry Jan?
Not really, no.
No. No, just
I'm not anti it.
No.
And if I'm in Dublin, I would drink a Guinness.
But it's a thirst quencher, I think, beer. That's why I love it. I don't drink beer normally, but if in the sun or a hot day, a half a pint, or even and actually I like the non-alcoholic now more than a beer.
And I think it's so lovely if somebody gives you something. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't actually care. Yeah. Sometimes I've sometimes got nothing in my head at all, and they'd say, "Here's this," and you say, "Oh, that's lovely. Just what I wanted. That's wonderful."
Yeah, down the hatch. Here we go. We have your food likes and dislikes.
Yes.
We always like to begin with this on Dish.
Yeah.
So you've been vegetarian for 40 years.
Yeah.
An early adapter. How has vegetarian life changed? Because I imagine being a vegetarian in the 80s to vegetarian now is very different.
It was awful to begin with, going out to restaurants and also going out to dinner parties, Angela, because people didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They'd panic and try to make you 8 eggs and stuff. Yeah. I honestly...
With a lot of cheese, I imagine.
And sort of lasagnas, which just turned into huge slabs of concrete with something horrifying in between. So there was no way of saying, can I just eat the vegetables?
Yeah,
Don't cook anything. I'll just eat whatever you're having with
Yeah. What's the one thing that drives you mad when you see? Because one of my friends is like, she can't eat another mushroom Wellington.
Quite a lot of stuff is based because they think you'll need feeding up in some way.
Right.
So it's based on pasta or something like that. I'm so touched when anybody's done anything vegetarian for me, I don't really mind.
Yeah.
But I like raw things very much. I like salads and stuff.
Yeah, yum. We have your likes here. So being a vegetarian means that you adore fresh salads, roasted root vegetables, thick soups and lentils, basmati rice and poppadoms, salted peanuts, as we have right here.
Yeah.
Angela made those.
We look after our guests.
Olives, mangoes and avocados, apples and cotton candy grapes, pears and cheese. I love raisins and prunes and tomatoes, mashed potato and pasta, quince jelly and candied peel, honey and yogurt. Now, we were going to just mix all them in a bowl. We have focused on one, and that thing is you love sage fried in butter until they're crisp. So we're going down the sage road today.
Yeah, we are. We're going to do sage gnocchi. Well, parsnip gnocchi.
Yeah.
And then we've got some lovely deep fried sage, and we're going to mix them with some sautéed selection of wild mushrooms.
How do you do parsnips? How do you make parsnips and potato together?
So basically, peel them down, cut them down. I boil them separately, and then I put them through what we call a ricer. And
I know ricer. I've got one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mash them together. Add your parmesan, your flour, and your egg, and then you mix them into your gnocchi filling. And then we go for it.
That sounds so easy to me.
But well, now you've said it, it sounds so easy.
I imagine, Joanna, you're in, when people get asked that question, like, who'd be your dream dinner party guest? I bet a high percentage of people say Joanna Lumley. And I think that because I feel like you'd be like good guest, you'd chat to everyone, you'd know things.
I would. If I don't know the people very well and they've made something, I'll eat it. I think there's nothing horrider than
So you'd eat the meat?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Wow. Rather than just say, I'm actually...
If they don't know me very well and they don't know, it's impertinent and rude beyond belief to say I don't like that.
Wow.
Cut it up. You can cut.
Yeah, cut.
And just eat something.
Yeah.
But never draw attention to it.
Okay. You'd never be like, hello,
No.
I'm veggie.
Quite often people kindly say before, do you have anything, any requirements? Well, because so many people are allergic to things. I'm luckily allergic to... I'm not allergic to cotton candy grapes.
No, you like these, don't you? These are crazy sweet.
Shall I tell you something, Nick? I was in my supermarket the other day, and some people were buying things called white grapes.
Right.
And above them on the shelf, and more expensive, were cotton candy grapes. And I gripped those two women quite loosely round the neck. Yeah. And I said, do me a favour, promise me that you won't buy the white grapes and buy these once and see if it works. Just see if you love them. Because white grapes, then you just eat them and they're nothing. Yeah. These, you savour each one. I saw those women 6 months later and they followed me into the soup and they said in the supermarket, do you remember, Joanna, do you remember us? You told us to buy cotton candy grapes.
You changed our lives.
I changed their
lives. They were
lives.
dressed as grapes. They
love
the grapes.
Boxes of grapes now sent to your house after this, you see.
It's a good grape. It's an intense grape. Oh, delicious.
And this looks out of this world.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this. Look, I just want to draw
this.
your attention to this crisped up
Look at that.
sage.
That's some crispy sage.
So we have parsnip gnocchi with sage and garlic mushrooms.
Oh my God,
and we have
Angela.
some crispy sage leaves on top with some parmesan. Okay, rolled by myself and Mr. Nicholas Grimshaw, my sturdy assistant.
Nick, did you really do
I did some rolling.
He did roll.
I did do some rolling. Wow,
You were
Angela,
fine.
this is...
These are the
delicious.
best gnocchi I've ever tasted.
Oh, Joanna,
Because I
thank
have
you.
gnocchied my way around the world.
Yeah.
And these are light, very
Dense.
well rolled.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
That's the
they
key.
are delicious. They do feel... Because I thought the parsnip would make it taste more
I thought it
dense.
would taste more dense, but I sort of added a little bit more potato to just balance it, so it feels...
Have you made gnocchi with parsnip or other root veg before?
No, first time. I always like
This
experimenting.
is wonderful.
This is good. What's the best way to fry sage? Loads of butter.
Because we're eating this with the pasta, I've done it in butter, so it's not crispy. But sometimes just fry it in a little bit of oil, you know, just so it really crisps up. And then
Wow.
it breaks up into the sauce, which is nice, you see.
And I think you need something a little bit crunchy or crispy with the gnocchi.
Yeah, it's good, yeah,
So
because
it's
it's
not
all
just
soft.
smushy.
Yeah, it's good.
I quite like eating with the microphone actually at my cheek.
Same. You can take that home with you.
You do it like a lady. You do it so well, like a dame. It's all good.
You can take that home with you.
Yeah.
Ange, now I know Joanna did ask how you did this.
Yes.
And you were like, peel the potato, peel the parsnip, put it together, cook it. It sounded easy. Is this quite an easy recipe?
I think it is an easy recipe to follow.
Is it doable if you're listening?
I think it's doable if you're listening. The key is the rolling of the gnocchi and the making of the final bit where you mix the potato with the parmesan, the egg,
flour.
and the flour and blend it all together. Because if it's too wet, you won't be able to roll it, and then you don't want to do what you've just said that you could put so much flour, then it becomes dense and stodgy. So the little trick I do is I'll roll it following the recipe. I hold a little bit of the egg back and a little bit of the flour, and then I roll one and just put it in some water and test it and taste it. Check the seasoning and check the consistency. And if I think it's fine, I don't add any more flour or egg.
Otherwise, you'd go back to the mixture
and
put
add
in a bit more.
in. Yeah, exactly. If I felt it was too wet or something.
Delicious.
Good. And if we were drinking,
Oh
we
yeah,
would
go on.
serve
There is a
this
wine
with-
pairing with this. What would
so
we
we've
have?
got a lovely Gavi from Piemonte, which says it's refreshingly dry white with pear flavour, citrus notes, and a touch of almond nuttiness on the finish.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that
Angela,
would work
this
well.
is so delicious.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Do you like making gnocchi?
I like making pasta gnocchi. I find it very calming and therapeutic.
If you want to make this gnocchi,
Yeah.
waitrose.com/dish recipes. All
Yeah.
the recipes we make on Dish are on there.
Yeah.
That is sensational, Ange. Is there somewhere where you've been that has a favourite cuisine? Because, you know, you've travelled the world. Is there a spot that you...
I think middle and Near Eastern cuisines are pretty hard to
Yeah.
beat.
Yes.
Because they seem to have all the flavours, all the spices, all the... Obviously, I'm, pretty much leaning towards Indian anyway because I adore all those sort of curries and things. But I think that Turkey and places like that have the most fantastic food, beautiful food, brilliant wines, which they seem to make, Angela, quite differently.
Yeah.
They just take all the wines, put them into a great barrel in the ground, put the lid on, stump them about a bit, leave them, and then take it out again.
Yeah.
So they don't do any of the things that we do, but they've been making wine for 8,000 years. I think they taught the Romans how to make wine from Georgia.
yeah.
They did.
I love this.
Oh yeah, Georgian wine's really
Georgian
Sensational.
wine,
They
yeah.
don't
It's
export
huge.
it, or it doesn't
Yeah.
export well, but I mean, the best Georgian wines are out of this world.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And is there a place that you have been to where you've, like, adopted a recipe and you brought it back into your life, or you had a meal where you've
I'm
carried
really
on?
bad at following recipes.
Right.
I like ideas of how
Yeah,
they go.
sure.
So I like to know that. I mean, this is why I can't bake, because you just go, well, how hard can it be? Some flour, something, and I get all the proportions wrong, and I make things of concrete. So what you've got to do is for baking, you've got to follow.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you go, I love how they did. I love that lemon rind grated
Yeah,
over.
sure.
You pick those ideas up and you keep them in your head. Then you look at what you've got in the fridge, or what looks
Sure.
nice in the shops.
Yeah.
That's why I would never shop online.
Yeah.
I like to
See
it.
Yeah,
I like
same
to see
here.
it.
I know. And also you can then say as well, especially if you're on your budget, you look at things like actually they discount stuff. So use something that you know is on its last sell by date and you can cook that night. Always. I like a little bargain in the supermarket.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Because you travelled a lot when you were younger, right? You were in, what, 3 different countries before you were 8?
Well, no, I did 5
wow.
journeys across the world by ship before
Oh
I was
my
8.
gosh.
Because you never flew in those days.
No, yeah.
And so from sort of Hong Kong to Southampton, it was about 5 weeks. But I think that one gets the appetite for travel. You get the appetite.
Yeah.
You long for it. And I never longed to just stay. But now I find I've been travelling so much. It's lovely. Now home is magic. So when people say, do you go out every night? You go, no, because just being at home is so lovely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And no matter how gorgeous hotels seem, actually not being able to just cook what you want or eat a bowl of peanuts or something because they're in the mini bar and cost 42 quid and you go, no, even I can't do that. No.
Hey, let's talk Amandaland.
Oh,
You
yeah.
are back on our TV screens for Amandaland, which is a spin-off of incredibly successful Motherland,
Yes.
which we fully
Adore.
loved.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved. An amazing cast, an amazing show. How did this come to you? Do you put the feelers out being like, I want to be on the telly? Or do they reach out to you like, how does it happen?
I love that. I want to be on the telly.
I want to be on the telly.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. BBC, hello. A comedy.
Yeah.
What it was that when Motherland was running and was such a huge success, they had a scene where Lucy Punch's character, Amanda, had tea with her mother or something. So they said, it was an afternoon. You go, yeah, be her mother. And then I think there was another thing where I did something else, a slightly longer scene, but I was hardly in it. So when Motherland stopped and they were going to focus on Amanda, Lucy's character, the mother, of course, they said, the mother's now going to feature a bit more. Right? How simply lovely.
Yeah.
How nice. I'm always a cruel granny, a savage old aunt, a wicked old stepmother.
That's not true.
I am.
Hold on. In Wolf of Wall Street, you got to kiss Leonardo.
Yes,
you
I
were
did.
a sexy
Yes.
aunt
I
there.
Friendly.
Come on.
Too friendly.
Bit too friendly for your niece's liking, exactly.
Yeah.
You
No,
know.
that was pretty nice. But it's lovely. Look, as you get older, of course you're going to be
Yeah,
cast as
sure.
grannies and aunts
Yeah,
and things like
sure.
that. They're always evil. They're always
Yes,
vicious
yeah.
and horrible and snobby. Anyway, Felicity, my character in Amandaland, is lovely because, of course, she's a snob. You can tell that. And she's very disappointed that Amanda's moved sort of into a rather shabby part of London, which
Yes.
she doesn't approve of.
Yeah.
And the children are going to a sort of local school, which she doesn't. So everything she's a bit snooty about. But during the episodes, you can see that she's kind of getting the horribleness rubbed off her edges a bit. She's also going slightly gaga, I think, actually.
It's a great character. It must be a very
Yes.
fun day at the
Yeah.
office going to play that.
Good fun.
Yeah.
We had one of the cast of Amandaland on already.
Siobhan.
And I love the fact she's a chef now in it.
It's fabulous, and she's a tippy top chef like
Yes,
you.
yeah.
She's really, really good.
The team here were very excited about the fact that Waitrose get mentioned in
absolutely.
Amandaland.
Yes,
Huge shout out.
I arrive on the doorstep for a start. I used to say, "Let me in, it smells of buses," but they changed the line to "Let me in before I get mugged."
Yeah.
Because Felicity is so snooty about the area, and she comes in carrying a Waitrose bag
Yeah.
to say, "Now that you've only got whatever it is," and she said
Yeah.
something horrible. Another supermarket. There are many supermarkets.
Yes.
Less good than Waitrose. Anyway, she comes with a Waitrose bag with all the things you can get in Waitrose.
Everything you need.
Everything.
Everything you need. Amandaland has just started. You can see it. You can see it whenever you want on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah.
So you can go and check it out there.
But it goes out at 9 o'clock on BBC One.
9 o'clock, BBC One, Wednesday nights. That's what they call prime time.
Right. Hey. You always seem to excel brilliantly with a lot of female casts. You know, if you think back to Ad Fab, you know, it was obviously a heavy
Enormous,
female.
isn't it interesting?
And I always think the show's amazing, but I always think, I bet they had such a laugh
Yeah.
off
Yes,
screen.
yes, absolutely.
I bet the outtakes must be rolls of outtakes.
You
She
make
must have-
you
yeah.
make your best friends.
Yes.
But funny, it's so weird saying this because quite a lot of comedy is it's work.
Yeah.
And to get it right, you get it right. And so you do your laughing before. You
Yes,
do your
sure.
laughing when you're mucking around.
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't usually laugh on takes unless something goes very, very badly wrong and you become hysterical. Then sadly, once you're hysterical, you can't say the lines
Yeah,
again.
yeah, of
as soon as you
course.
can hear them coming up, you just
Yeah.
go.
Well, it's-
I really loved it. It was a really key bonding show for me and my mum because me and my mum would go into we had like a really small sort of size, like A4 piece of paper TV in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we'd go and watch Ab Fab in there
Yeah.
on a really uncomfortable stool. My dad didn't get it.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Dads
Dads
didn't. really
didn't get it.
No.
But me and my mum fully loved it. And
It
I
was
always
amazing.
think of like whenever I see a clip of Ab Fab, always think of my mum.
Yeah.
Always share stuff because loads of stuff now is going viral from Ab Fab from 30 years ago. It's
Yeah.
on Instagram and
Really?
TikTok, and I always send the clips to my mum.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're all
it's
doing the
true.
rounds.
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
it's still so.
Yes, it
so
held up.
funny.
But that's Jennifer's. That's Jennifer's brilliance.
Yeah.
And Ruby's input, but Jennifer's brilliance because it wasn't dated.
No.
It was high satire, but
Yeah.
actually the things that they were satirising still exist.
Yes, of course.
You know, that ludicrous attachment to labels and fame and the right
yeah.
kind of people and the right things.
Yeah.
The snobbery involved in that.
Yeah.
And the character of Safi, like a kind of steel hawser, like a mast in a ship, holding everything together.
Yeah.
So good. I also, actually, we started this episode with a question from a listener who wanted a kitchen design.
Yeah.
And I always thought the kitchens...
You went down
in
the
our fab-
stairs, yeah.
That's
Fantastic.
a Jilly, actually.
Yeah.
I Googled fab kitchens.
That's a great, where you kept
Yeah.
the bolly.
Oh, yeah, the
wasn't that
bolly fridge.
sensational?
That was a huge
The bolly
fridge.
fridge.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
we
mummy.
loved
Also,
God.
I was saying the other day when we were chatting about you coming on, I was saying to Angela, I said, it's so funny that when I was younger, the references about, celebrity life in London or going to Harvey Nicks, like, they didn't really mean anything to me in Oldham, but I got it and thought it was really funny.
Yes.
Because it was
just
quite like a niche reference
Well, I think we were
sometimes.
really anxious not really anxious, but to begin with, we thought, will anybody get this outside London? They won't know what we're talking about. Or anybody outside the fashion world, will they ever get it? So it's just testament to the writing, because nothing exists without writing. I mean, all the work we do on screen, all of it, always, movies, series, whatever it is, relies on the writing. And so Jennifer's genius.
And how she wrote those relationships together, as you say.
Extraordinary.
Especially with Safi, and then the weird characters of the ex-husbands coming through
my
that you ever
God.
saw every
Yeah.
now and again, and this unknown son that you never met, but it was
Serge,
the prize.
yes.
Yes, Serge.
We went hunting for Serge in New York.
That's right.
And we got into the kind of council offices and we had to pretend we were looking for a marriage certificate or something. And then Whoopi Goldberg married us. It was bizarre. And we also, one of the best episodes was when we flew on Concorde, which we did,
Yeah.
to take a photograph of a door handle in New York.
Hey, can we talk about love?
Yeah.
Because this is going out on Valentine's week. How does Valentine's Day go down at yours? A huge day of fanfares and roses?
Not really. I always do a card for my husband.
yes.
And he practically always sends me some beautiful flowers, which is gorgeous. Even though we're both there together when they come in.
Yeah.
And I go, oh no.
Oh, who are they from?
I so love you, But I tell you what is nice to do on Valentine's Day is to send a Valentine's card with nothing in it at all to somebody.
Like a good friend,
Yeah.
you might tell you.
Not a good friend.
Oh, no.
No, the bank manager.
Oh,
Yes.
Once when one of the New York mayors was over, Mayor Giuliani.
Oh, wow.
He came over to London, I think when Boris Johnson was here. Anyway, after he'd done a great clean-up of New York and it was blah, 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 and he was over here being feted and there was a great big lunch and it was Valentine's Day. And we had all kind of heart-related things all sprinkled about on the table.
Weird.
And so I got one of the hearts and I wrote on the back of it, "Be my Valentine, XXXXX." And I gave it to one of the waiters and I said, "Take it to him." Yeah. So he shimmered over. Mayor Giuliani, who'd got his girlfriend or his wife with him anyway, and he received this and he went like that and he looked at it and she went... I felt so happy.
Yes.
It's so nice. Just a little bit of a...
Yeah, try it out at a restaurant this week.
Let's do.
Try it out this week.
Start just put cards on the table.
My mum always used to buy me like a love heart chocolate and like leave it downstairs and pretend it wasn't from her. And I'd be
bless
like
her. 15
at the time. I was like, that's quite clearly from you.
Yeah. Oh, bless
but
her.
you guys, you and your husband, you've been married for knocking on 40.
Yes.
Yes.
40 years.
Yes.
Do you know what the secret is to a long-lasting love?
Adrian Edmondson gave the answer to that. He said, "Don't get divorced." Long marriage is that, exactly that. But actually,
once
bless.
you're married, that's it.
Just work it out.
I think a lot of it is. I think a lot of it starts rather boringly on respect.
Yes.
You've got to respect your partner. You've got
Yes,
to love
of
it.
course.
You never feel contempt. If you have contempt in your body at any stage, don't even start going out with them.
Yes,
You've
yeah.
got to pretty much adore them, have a bit of a crush on them. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got to be endlessly forgiving about things, because knowing that you've got as many shortfalls as you think they may have. Don't spend too much time together all the time. Don't be together on top of each other all the time.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people do, and Angela fit like that.
Mm.
And other people work better when you've been away for 2 or 3 days. Tell me what it was like and so
Yeah.
on. Be truthful. I made a promise, when I got married. I said, I will be truthful and faithful to you. So I am.
Yeah.
Try to be good and try to treat that person as a special person all the time.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
mad, make them precious and loved and so on.
Do you have any nicknames? Do you just call him Neil?
Nelly, I call him sometimes.
Nelly.
Nelly. He calls me
Nelly.
Angelina.
I call Stephen Stevie.
Stevie.
Yeah.
Very cute.
You two are
bears it.
Julie, aren't you?
Yeah, we both call each other Julie.
Yeah,
and we
which
don't
I
know how
like.
it happened, but we do. And then when we've both been at work or both been away, we're like, oh, I can't wait for some Julies, which
Yeah.
is just us
Yeah,
hanging
nice.
out.
Sweet.
That's good.
Julie time. But I don't know where
that's
Julies
sweet.
came from.
Yeah.
Oh, funny, it's
Yeah,
sweet.
I mean, it's kind of annoying, but Joanna Lumley, we
Yes.
have your fast food quiz.
Yes.
Tell us your favourite way to eat eggs.
boiled but cracked, and then taken out and put into a cup and stonked around with a bit of butter and salt and pepper.
Love that. Favourite form of potato?
Baked. With really crispy on the outside.
We haven't had
wet
baked
and put a bit of
potato.
salt on the outside.
Oh,
and then
yes, love.
Yes.
love.
What's your favourite sandwich filling?
Marmite and watercress.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
Get that, Miranda,
Yeah,
please.
we'll try that one on.
Joanna Lumley, do you have a favourite herb?
Sage.
Yes, of
I love it. Or
course.
basil, but
Yeah.
sage at the moment is
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sage.
What's your favourite pasta dish?
Gnocchi.
Anything made by
I
Angela.
love you.
Beautiful,
No.
so beautiful.
Do you have a favourite fruit?
Oh my gosh, I adore fruit. I think an Alfonso mango is very hard to beat.
yes, yeah.
They're very rare and they only come in season now and again. A very good English apple is hard to beat. A
Yeah.
russet or something quite
Yeah,
old-fashioned
beautiful.
and knobbly looking. Those
Yeah.
are beautiful.
Yes. Okay, we come to the end of the show question. Joanna, here's your end of the show question. There it is.
Look,
no
look,
expense
it's the
spared on
gold,
that
it's the old
envelope.
gold
And
envelope.
if you
Gold
get
envelope.
it right, Joanna, you will win this Waitrose goodie bag, all for you.
But what if I get it wrong?
Well, we
Then
won't give it to you.
you
No, we
won't.
won't.
In honour of Valentine's Day, and if your husband Stephen doesn't mind, can you tell us who is the better kisser?
Oh.
Leonardo DiCaprio or Ken Barlow?
I think I can answer that.
It was very sweet because I think Ken, if he ever kissed me, might have kissed me on the cheek, if he ever did. But Leo and I had to go to 27 takes.
You were like, it's just not feeling right.
I need to do this again.
I think I'm like, Marty, I'd like to try that again. Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, Joanna, the
you are
goodie
sweet.
bag
Yes.
Oh, my
is
darlings, I'm
yours, of
utterly
course.
thrilled. That's
Congratulations.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Lulu Guinness, look at that.
Yeah, very
Lovely.
fab.
Everything good about it. With that lipstick, a
very
beautiful lipstick on it. You are wonderful.
Oh, thank you for
Incidentally, could I
coming.
just
You've
say,
been
I think
amazing.
you are both separately and together completely fabulous.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank
Joanna.
you. That's very kind.
Thank you so much. Well, we've loved having you on. We're
Yes.
so excited you were coming on, so
Yeah.
thank you. You've been a
Yeah.
delight.
Can
A
I
round
take
of
this with
applause.
me and just have
Yeah.
it near me when I eat?
Please, always. We'll have this in all restaurants. Round of applause. Joanna Lumley, everybody. Thank you, Joanna.